Hey everyone, and welcome back to another deep dive into weather. Happy Monday. I'm not sure about you, but for me it really feels like a Monday today. But at least it is absolutely gorgeous out there. So here's our weather headlines. We are going to have a slight warm up, nothing too substantial though if you like the cooler temps. Dry stretch of weather as well, and then it's pretty quiet in the Atlantic. You know, last time I spoke with you, we did have a system out there, so I'm going to talk a little bit about that as well. Here's a look from the Scott Stadium camera. Gorgeous, not a cloud in the sky. Maybe a little baby one down over there, I see it. But other than that, really clear conditions, lots of sunshine to enjoy for today. We did have a little bit of rain over the weekend, but we've got dry weather for your day today. Here's a look at what we've dealt with so far this month. So what we kind of had last week was a bit of a warm up. You know, Monday, Tuesday, upper 70s, Wednesday, Thursday, mid 80s, Friday, Saturday, upper 80s, even touched the 90s on Saturday, and then dropped really quickly over the weekend, going behind that front into the mid 70s, and we're also in the mid 70s for today as well. So a really intense cool down, very different days with the feeling outside. Here's a look at our average high temps. So for the beginning of September, we're usually in the mid 80s. By September 10th, lower 80s, so that's in 2 days from us. So that's typically where we're at normally. So right now we're definitely below average. I mean, your current temperatures are in the upper 60s, lower 70s, so it is a bit cool out there. 71 in Charlottesville, 69 in Sandersville, 71 in Madison, 67 in Luray, 66 in Harrisonburg. You're going to need a jacket for today. At least I will. I don't know about you. Maybe this is perfect conditions for you, but I'm definitely going to need a jacket. The high temperature trend does show a slight warm up as we head into later this week, but nothing too substantial. A bit of a jump going into Thursday. You can see Tuesday and Wednesday we're staying relatively in the 70s, and then Thursday we're hopping to the 80s, the lower 80s though. So we'll be pretty much at our average as we head into the rest of this week. Could have a little bit more of an increase in temperatures going into next, but that's what we're looking at for this week. So if you plan on enjoying this stunning day for today, something to keep in mind is the UV index is at a 7. That's relatively high. It could take as little as 20 minutes to burn. And the dew points are in the 30s, okay? So last week with the increase in the temperatures, we also had a bit of an increase in the dew points. So not only did it feel a bit warmer, but it also felt a little bit more humid. I spent some time outside over the weekend and Friday, and I definitely felt the difference out there even later at night. It was relatively warm. But now today, with the dew points being so low, it is feeling so nice out there. You don't have to worry about the humidity at all. According to our graphic, it's feeling invigorating. So we don't have to worry about the dew points too much either for the rest of this week as well. Here's a look at your planner. We saw those beautiful sunny conditions from our sky cam. Our high for today is 75 degrees. And as you can see, plenty of sunshine. 10 p.m. a little bit cool there, 57 degrees, and it's going to be a chilly night. We've got temperatures in the 40s, so something to keep in mind if you're going to be heading out a little bit later tonight. Here's a look at your radar. We did have some rain last week and over the weekend, but we're having dry conditions for today. We do have high pressure that's helping us out. You can kind of see that stationary front there to the right of us or to the east of us. That's going to stay there. It's not going to bother us, maybe bother the coast a little bit of that, but other than that, it's not going to affect us. We do have a front coming in on Thursday. And I know when you hear front, you think rain, but it's actually going to be a dry front. So we have a dry stretch of weather ahead of us, and we're already starting to feel it. We had pretty dry conditions last week as well. So on our drought monitor, you can see our entire viewing area is dry on this with drier conditions. We don't have moderate or severe or extreme risks, but we're still definitely monitoring this as it continues to update. Look at your allergy forecast. Of course, the rain helps us out with that. So since we're experiencing that dry weather, we do have high numbers, especially for wheats and grass. Something to keep in mind if you suffer from allergies, just to be mindful as you head outdoors. Here's a look at your planner for tomorrow. Another beautiful day, a little bit warmer. So 72 to 77 is your temperature range. Still plenty of sunshine, mostly sunny. Cool start to the day yet again, 8 a.m. 51 degrees, 11 a.m. 68. I don't know, to me that's pretty cool. 73, 74, 1 p.m. 73, 5 p.m. 74. Definitely gonna need a jacket, at least in my standards, but still gorgeous day nonetheless. And it is hurricane season. We're keeping our eye out on the Atlantic. Now, last week when I was here, we had a system that had a very high probability of forming into a named storm. However, the further south it moved, it got some of that drier air from the desert, and it actually has no regard to be forming into anything anymore. But we do have the peak of hurricane season coming up, which is surprising. Usually we do have something around this time. That's September 10th. That's in 2 days. But as we look to our tropical outlook for this year, or for the next couple of days, we're not expecting any development within the next 7 days, and that includes that system down there that we were monitoring last week. It dropped immensely over the weekend to 0% chance, went from 90 to 0. So we're not concerned about anything. We definitely lucked out with that system diminishing the way it did. But of course, we're going to continue to monitor for you and keep you updated. Now I was going to take a look at our 7-day forecast. So let me go ahead and click on this for you so you can get a good look at that. In the 70s until Thursday, hopping to the 80s. Still going to feel really nice though. Humidity does increase slightly, but nothing substantial. You know, we're entering into fall at the end of this month officially, so we're going to be having, we're just still experiencing this really nice weather ahead of that. Dry conditions, but hopefully we can get some rain as we head into next week. And definitely we have that game on Saturday, so beautiful conditions for that game as well if you want to catch that. Other than that, thank you so much for joining another deep dive into weather. Happy Monday. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And of course, if you have any suggestions for me, anything you'd like to see different, anything you'd like me to do, definitely send me an email and I'll take into consideration. But have a great rest of your Monday.